They've been hurting my tooth every time I eat. The one that they bent to call me my cousin. Today is the 8th of October. 8th of November. And I'm about to have this conversation with the loan officer. We've been going back and forth. I postponed our phone conversation an hour. We've been going back and forth over some of the things because I have an issue with the numbers, obviously. Him saying that I make more than I do, or that I'm receiving more than I do. Like, the numbers that he's provided in every way are messed or tore up. With just a little bit of extreme. Let me get my paperwork. He'll probably call.
Hey, everybody is done. He didn't see any termites or anything.
Good.
There was a few things, that are going to need attention probably in the future.
Okay.
All of the plumbing is galvanized, like metal, and really it should be upgraded to Apex. But that's not something that you have to, like, it's not like a pressing issue.
You said it's galvanized and it needs to be upgraded to Apex?
The bathroom,
Okay.
which the loan company.
Oh my goodness,
paid for
Amanda.
the inspection report.
Amanda.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Can I call you right back? This is the loan officer.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Call from Veterans United Home.
Hello?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, I'm doing alright. I apologize in advance if you hear some screaming in the background. My 1-year-old son is sick today, so I get to follow him around the house while he yells.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Kinda. He gets to be that way sometimes, but how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm obviously, a little frantic about the numbers. I was just on the phone with the realtor. She was giving me a call to let me know how those inspections went, but you kind of called at the same time, so I told her I'd call her back. But she said one of the things that she got a chance to point out was the plumbing in the bathroom. She said everything's galvanized and it needs to be upgraded to Apex in the future.
Gotcha. Alright. And is that something the sellers are willing to, I guess we don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know yet. Maybe we can get them to. I don't know.
Yeah, I imagine. And that's what's kind of nice about this process is we can, as things come up like that, we can get with the real estate agent and go back to the sellers and say, well, hey, on the inspection it says this is a problem. Are you going to repair this?
Okay.
And they have the chance to say, yeah, we'll repair it, or no, but we'll reduce the price, or no, we're not going to, and then you guys can say, then we're out.
Okay.
And walk off, and we'll just head on to the next one.
Okay.
But reading your last email left me a little confused. You were talking about the seller's concessions going down to like $2,100 or something like that.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that. Where were you getting those numbers from?
Okay. I got it from the loan estimate that was that you sent me to sign, and on the loan estimate, like pretty much after the total closing costs, and then an additional, because whereas it was originally like I got an estimate and it was like 4,100, would be, we were like negative 4,100, but there were some other costs that had not been included yet, like the fee, the loan, making up the loan fee, and the appraisal fee, and once that was factored in, it dropped down to negative 2,700. So that's where I got that number from.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So that original loan estimate is going to have basically all the fees that we know about, that we can say, like, yeah, we know what the appraisal number is, so we're going to include that, but we don't know what fees are going to be associated with, like, title work, insurance, prepaid, property taxes, that kind of stuff.
Right.
So what they're doing there is they're estimating, given the area, about what those numbers will come out to be. And the way that those loan estimates work is, the initial one is kind of like a rough draft where we just put together everything we know and basically estimate for what we don't.
Okay.
And from here on out, each time those numbers update, like for example, you were talking about getting your insurance policy together.
Correct.
Whenever we update that number, it's going to send you another revised loan estimate that outlines kind of the changes, what numbers change, why they change, and give you the opportunity to, like, compare them side by side.
That's perfect.
That way you know exactly what's changing and why it's changing.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. I have I have a few questions, but did you have any more for me first?
Yeah, so basically I can go through the contract with you real quick. These numbers are probably something you already know a lot about, but as far as the purchase price, we got $67,000, right?
Yes.
And it looks like they're giving you $7,000 in closing costs, prepaid, and other concessions.
Correct.
And then it looks like I talked with your real estate agent a bit when the contract got submitted. Right now, the contract says that we're going to try and close on November the 30th.
Okay.
So that is a very, very quick turnover.
Yes, she told me the 28th. Like, when did it change?
November 30th was what was on the contract. Typically, it takes 30 days to close on any home.
Okay.
So they said, hey, the reason that we're putting it there was the title company had offered basically free title work for the month of November, which is awesome.
Oh, okay.
So I told them, like, hey, we'll run with it. But if for whatever reason, we're only as fast as our slowest third party is when it comes to the appraisal and title company and insurance. There's a lot of unknowns there for what their time frames are.
Okay.
So if it takes us longer than the 30th, then we will have to extend our closing date out.
Okay.
Which they acknowledge that they're aware of. They just wanted to try and get you that free title work.
Let me ask you this. Does that affect the move-in?
Yeah.
Like, so if pretty much everything is done but that, and I'm there in place to move in on the 30th, but you guys need to extend, will that affect it?
On paper, yes. If you have an agreement with the seller saying that you can move in early, and that's kind of an agreement that the two of you have, then that's perfectly fine. But we won't be able to actually fund the loan if we have to extend the closing date. That makes sense.
That does. Okay.
So typically we ask for between 30 and 45 days just to make sure that we, once again, under promise, over deliver, and then usually we get all our stuff knocked out and then move the closing date up, depending on where we're at in the process. So we, as long as you're aware that we might have to extend that closing date, then we'll do our best to absolutely nail it to the wall as quickly as possible. And I've actually got, you get to meet a new member of my team. They're what's called a loan coordinator. Her name is Nicole.
Okay.
And her job is to help us out with all the documentation gathering for the underwriter.
Okay.
So she's going, I don't know if she's reached out to you yet.
No,
She hasn't
not
reached
yet.
out yet. She's probably going to reach out today. But her job is to be in contact with you, both real estate agents, the VA, your insurance company, title company, and basically everyone else, and to figure out what the underwriter needs to see as far as documentation goes, gather everything up, and put it on the underwriter's desk for them.
Okay.
So they're going to be communicating with you on much more of a daily basis. If you have any questions about the documentation gathering aspect of it, that would be, Nicole will be your person of contact there. Of course, I'll still be working in your file every day, making sure that everything is going the way that it's supposed to, and I deal with all the financial stuff. So any questions there, you'll still be reaching out to me.
Okay.
So the 7,000 that we have in seller concessions, I have in there, and that's why you're seeing that negative 2790, 2792. Is we're estimating for the title work, we're estimating for all of those prepaid expenses, and in the end, we would have $2,792 left over.
Right.
So the way this sits now, if we were to close on this loan today, just the way it is, that $2,792 would be gone. You would be able to get whatever money you put into the loan. So you would get your appraisal fee back, and if you paid for like a pest inspection, you would get that refunded to you. But the rest of that money would basically be left on the table. So the way to circumvent that would be to use it in other ways to pay for things like lowering your interest rate, or paying some of those other oddball fees that, since you have that money available, you might as well use to benefit your own situation. And what's nice about that is those are moves that we can make all the way up until about a week of your closing date. So as we figure out what your insurance cost is and your prepaids and your, all of those other numbers, we'll find out exactly how much money that you have left over, and we'll be able to use that to put towards things like your interest rate, paying your appraisal fee back to you, giving you your pest inspection fee back, and then whatever money we have left over, we can throw towards those expenses.
Okay, so
That way
in
we
no
make
way,
the absolute most of the contract that you have.
right, but in no way, shape, or form could any of those funds come to me directly to make improvements to the property, correct?
That's correct. The VA for purchases, you can't do a purchase like a refinance where you get cash back in the end, but you can get all of the money back that you put into the home.
Okay.
So essentially you would end with net zero. All the money that you paid in comes back to you, and then the money that's left over, I'll make sure that we use every penny of it towards putting you basically in the best financial position possible. That way we don't leave any money left over.
Okay, and you said that way so we don't leave any money left over, but if we left money left over, what would happen to it? Because the way that Ben explained it was that I would have a little chunk of change coming back to me in which I could use for improvements.
We wouldn't, that money, if it's left over there at the end of the day, would just disappear.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. With the VA, if they were giving, if you had everything worked out to where you have $2,000 in the end that you would be getting back also, then technically that's a refinance more than it is a purchase, and the VA doesn't allow that to happen.
Wow.
But if you have $2,000 left over and we can buy your interest rate down by a full point, then your payment drops substantially.
Right.
And, we use all of those funds available.
Okay. Well, that's good
So
to
that's
know
where
because
my job gets kind of fun.
you said your job is kind of what?
I said my job gets kind of fun there because I can make sure that all of the money that was given to you by the seller is used to benefit you rather than just to disappear.
Right. Well, no, it's completely different information, than I got. But of course, Ben's not the loan officer, so he would be under a different impression of how that part works. And okay, now knowing that and moving forward, I'm able to digest that and understand that it's supposed to go towards the principal. It just means that my payments will get even lower. The interest rate, I know that the average is around 7.6, but there was, on my other estimate, it said 6.25. Like, is this a fixed interest rate? Like, is this our exact number, or will it drop?
So it is a fixed interest rate, and what I can do essentially is I can take your interest rate right now and we can lock it in. That way, if rates go up, you get the same availability right now, 25 days from now.
Mm-hmm.
But the buy downs on them are pretty cheap.
I was
So
gonna.
we would basically lock into what's called like a day column. So we would be locking for a period of days. So if I locked you for 40 days from now until the 19th of December, you would be able to get a 7.625. It would also give you a $200 premium to use towards closing costs.
Okay, and
But if we had that $2,000 left over, then you could buy all the way from a 7.625 down to like a 6.375.
okay, because I was just gonna say, how do we lower it?
And yeah, so we would be able to lower that with the money that you have left over, and we could actually do that at any time.
Okay.
So I could lock in at a 7.625 today, see how all those numbers play out, and then 2 weeks from now, when we have a better idea of what your prepaid expenses are, what your insurance premium is going to be, those things, as soon as we figure out how much money we have left over, then we could buy you down to a 6.5 or 6.375, or depending on how much money you left over. The lowest thing on our sheet right now is a 5.99.
Okay. And for the monthly principal and interest, would that drop the payment any? Like, it should normally drop it, right? Like a few dollars.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
while we're at 485, it would be roughly.
Yeah, so right now, if, at a 7.625 with high estimates for taxes and insurance, the principal and interest by itself is 40.
Okay.
If we were to lock a little lower with that money that we have left over, I mean, we could knock, even if we drop to a 6.5, we could drop $50 a month off that thing.
435-ish.
Yeah, as far as principal and interest goes. When you add the taxes and the insurance, obviously, it's going to be an escrowed account, so the taxes and insurance are going to be paid automatically for you, and you would pay those on a monthly basis along with that principal and interest.
Okay, so let me ask you this. The taxes and insurance are part of the prepays, and the prepays are paid up 12 months. So really, for the first 12 months, I'd be just looking at the monthly principal and interest, right, as my mortgage. Is that correct?
No, so you would be paying, you don't pay all 12 months at once. At closing, you would pay, they do collect a few months in advance because you wouldn't have a mortgage payment for the first 2 months.
Right.
So essentially you wouldn't have a mortgage payment in November, you wouldn't have one in December, your first payment would start in June.
I see.
So your taxes and insurance still have to be paid for those 3 months though, so they would collect those taxes and insurance payments at closing,
So let
so
me.
that they can continue paying them on your behalf, even though you're not making that payment.
Right. Okay, so the taxes. When we say the taxes, we're talking about property taxes, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I was just trying to clarify because I'm like, when I look at the possibility of breaking some of these down, I'm like, I'll be doing insurance, probably not with the one that you guys provided, but like with USAA. I think I mentioned that in the email, right? Okay. So, and but for taxes and insurance, that's more like a state or a city. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Oh, that's all
that
right.
last part.
That's okay. I was saying for the taxes and insurance, is that more like a escrow thing, like or the state or city governed? So when we're looking at property taxes, is this something that I would pay directly to the city? Is it rolled in? How does that work? So
It'll be in an escrow account. So
Okay.
you'll only make one payment for your principal and interest, your taxes, and your insurance. It'll
Are
be
all
rolled into
included.
one.
Okay, so
Yep.
I won't
And then
have
what they're gonna
one
do is
amount.
They're going to put the property taxes and insurance into a separate escrow account that will pay your insurance for you and will pay your property taxes for you. That way, you're only making one payment, but everyone still gets paid.
Exactly. Okay. But as far as property insurance, you know how most people normally pay one lump sum at the end of the year or the beginning of the year. I won't be doing that, correct?
No, you
Okay.
won't be doing that. That'll be, because it'll be automatically paid for you.
What is the price, like monthly price on taxes, the property insurance alone?
The property taxes are still an estimate to us right now.
Okay.
I'm estimating that the property taxes in that area on the high end are around $75 a month.
Okay.
So it looks like in that area they're typically lower than that, but I
Right.
like to give that cushion. And according to your insurance, here's a good example. You said your insurance was around $1,300 a year
Correct.
was the quote that you got.
Correct.
Well, I'm estimating around $150 a month for your insurance right now.
Okay.
Which
Versus
is $1,800.
right, I saw that. Yeah, so 1,850 versus 13,116. If that makes any sense. Yeah, so that's
Yeah, so that would immediately take $38 off of the full payment that
right.
insurance is used.
Right.
So as those numbers adjust and we get real numbers in, these estimates are going to fluctuate.
Okay. Wow, so this is making much more sense now. I thought these were hard numbers and I was like, oh, this is horrible.
Yeah, these are all, this first one, and that's usually why I don't like submitting into processing until I have this conversation, because you're exactly right. This first loan estimate that you're getting is
It's
all
rough.
a rough estimate.
It's rough.
It's all a rough estimate, and you're going to get 4 or 5 of these.
Okay.
The final numbers are going to be your final closing disclosure, and that's going to come right before you close, and that's going to be another one that I'm going to get on the phone with you, and we're going to go through line by line what everything is, how it all looks.
Okay.
Are you serious, dude?
Your kid just
Sorry, my son just put his pacifier in the toilet.
Are you serious?
I love these things.
Hey, you know what's funny though? He stopped screaming on his own. I was listening to him screaming in the background and he just kind of stopped. On his own.
Yeah,
You didn't say anything.
That's what he was doing. He was giving his pacifier a swirl. What?
That's hilarious.
My Anyway, I'm a business professional.
That's
I promise.
hilarious. And I can tell you're just kind of stumped by it. Like, why would he do this?
Yep. Like, why? Yeah, so the initial loan estimate that you're going to get, you'll review and sign that. That's just basically, it's kind of like a speeding ticket. You're not admitting guilt, just acknowledging your receipt.
Oh, okay.
So when you view and sign that, you're saying that you got it. You got that first rough estimate there, and then
So
at that
TIP.
point in time,
I'm
so
sorry.
the TI, so the principal and interest plus your taxes plus your insurance, that number is going to be the one that you're paying
Right.
each and every month.
Okay.
And you can automatically pay your taxes and your insurance on your behalf,
I
which
see.
is really nice. That way you don't have to pay 3 separate entities each and every month and run the risk of forgetting one or,
No, I absolutely agree. That's convenient.
yeah. And as these numbers move along, those numbers are going to get more and more accurate. We're going to be good to go there.
Okay. Okay,
So
so
what I'm going to do for us is I'm going to go ahead and lock our interest rate right now. And what that's going to do is send you another loan estimate because something changed. So I guess I'll throw it to you here. How do you want me to go ahead and lock the 7.625, which is what was on that estimate, or I can lock at a 7.5 for $57? If you'd prefer to see a slightly smaller number, and then what we'll do is 2 weeks from now, when we have a better idea of what those costs are,
okay.
then we'll be able to move that rate down the sheet according to how much money we have left.
Right. No,
But right now,
no, right now if you lock it at the 7625, that's fine. It'll go down no matter what.
yes, and that just when the Fed comes out and speaks, then interest rates jump half a point, which is kind of what the norm has been. Not only will you be guaranteed that you can get that 7.625, but you'll get the same exact pricing that's on the sheet right now.
Okay.
So if we want to buy down to that 6.5, it'll still only be $1,500. Whereas if the Fed raises the rates, then we might not even have that available to them. So it locks everything on the sheet, which is nice.
Okay. I have a quick question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
When we look at, I'm not going to ask about total interest percentage because that's the same as pretty much everything we just discussed. It will also change.
Yeah.
When I look at these additional details for service, like things that I can shop for, giving you an example, today I had my pest inspection, and I guess it really doesn't matter, essentially, because that's money I will get back, but it's much cheaper here. How can I, in this escrow settlement service and title service, we're hoping to get November free, but for the settlement and escrow service, if I wanted to put something in place like this, before they have to, who should I communicate with it? I guess is what I'm saying, to keep them from us both acting on it.
So the pest inspection is going to be something that the real estate agent is going to set up.
That's done and over.
Not something that we actually set up.
Okay.
So as soon as they do that pest inspection and they complete it, they'll send us the paperwork on it. We'll update our numbers to reflect how much that pest inspection actually was and whether it was paid already or it's going to be paid at closing.
Okay. So, does the real estate agent also handle settlement and escrow service? Or would that be you?
The title company will handle the escrow. So whoever you
Those two go
pay
together.
your $500 escrow to, yeah, they'll be the ones that also handle our settlement stuff.
Okay. Let's see. I had a question about the interest rate, but we just went over that. Let's see what else. Give me a moment, Zach. I'm just going to flip through these pages and make sure I didn't highlight anything else.
Hey, no worries.
Okay, so
And then we'll figure out, send me the documentation that you have on the garden strip.
okay.
And we'll figure that out as it goes. Typically, as long as we can document that it's being paid, then they usually don't mind them too much, as long as it's not like federal back debt or anything like that.
Okay.
We might have to get more documentation.
Okay, I'll send the documentation for that. As far as the income, I know we already set it to reflect. Can we not do that? Can we not set it to reflect the 8.7% increase?
Yes, so let me see here. I'm in your file right now, so I'll just take out the fluff there.
Okay.
So the reason that we're able to essentially roast that income up or use more of it is because our system is going to automatically take taxes out of everything.
Okay.
So with the Social Security you have being non-taxable, we have to essentially supplement for that money that they're otherwise going to be taking out automatically. But even if I take that out, we keep your debt to income ratio at around 45%, which is still really ideal. That's where we like to see it.
Okay. And it puts the income number at
So sorry about that.
That's okay.
But you were doing just fine. You got stuck behind the couch. Don't go back there. Well, I would give you your pacifier, but we all know what happened to that.
I'm sorry, Zach.
No, it's okay.
Okay, so
I've got enough to keep me busy.
so we were at 20/20/45 for income, taking out that 8.7 increase. What number does that put
So
us?
taking out the gross step amount, I'm going to leave that 8.7% increase in there because you won't be making a mortgage payment until January. So
Okay.
by January, that increase is going to be in there automatically. So you'll have that increase in there.
Okay, what would it read though? Like, do you have a number?
So numerically, it would read about 1,600.
About 1,600. I'm trying to get an idea because you saw what I sent you about, like, if this is what I'm getting and this is what it says, but I'm not getting this, it puts me at a negative. So
Yeah, and other than that, as far as your debts go, the majority, I think you're actively paying about $31 a month in debt.
okay,
Your student loans are deferred. Those
correct.
collections and charge-offs, you don't have to. We don't have to worry about those. So you're paying about $31
Okay,
a month. And so the way our debt to income works is it's calculated by the amount of money that you bring in versus how much you're paying out, both on a monthly basis.
right.
So with that $31 a month plus prospective mortgage payment, we'd estimate that even without that grossed up amount for taxes, that would still only be about 45% of your income that you're paying out each month. So you would have over half your income left for livable.
Right. Okay. And I have the information for utilities and things like that. Okay. I think that's it, Zach. Like, these numbers. I mean, that's really all I needed to know was they'll keep dropping, and they won't be as disturbing as they initially were. So, but I do.
We have those concessions left over, which is going to benefit us a lot when it comes to, if we have them left over, then we can use that to buy down the interest rate. That'll lower the payment. We can use it towards getting your money back on, like the appraisal that you're going to have to pay for and the pest inspection that I'm sure you'll pay for. Getting that money back is just going to be money back in your pocket, along with not making a mortgage payment for 2 months.
Right. Okay, and let me ask you this. Oh my goodness, where did my thought just go? Oh, I hate when that happens. It's so horrible. You were talking about the inspection, and I don't pay back for that. Oh, that's horrible, Zach. I don't even, and it was valid. Like, I really needed to know it, but
It was valid.
yeah. So, maybe if I repeat myself. So I was saying that, these numbers will continue to drop, and they won't be disturbing. They'll be a little bit more attractive. And you said that, we'll be able to buy down on the interest. And, yep, nope, still nothing. All right. Well, when it comes...
All right. Well, feel free to, send me a text message.
That's what I was going to say. I'm going to email you when it comes to mine.
See you there. But as far as the next steps for you are going to be, go ahead and you assign the loan estimate in your MyVU account, and then as soon as that's done, give it about 5-10 minutes for automation to kick in, and it's going to automatically give you a checklist item to pay for your VA rate.
Okay.
So if we want to try and close on the 30th, we have to get that done as soon as possible, because that is probably the most time-sensitive item in the closing.
It is. Yeah, she was asking me, had you guys even scheduled it yet? And I'm like, well, I doubt it, because you would have said something to me about it. But I didn't know that, I didn't recall that it was an item that I have to pay for. So that's something, yeah.
Yeah, so as soon as you'll be able to pay for that right in your MyVU account, which is nice. And then with that money that we'll have left over in seller concessions, we'll be able to get you your money back on that.
Okay. Oh, that's what I was going to say. It came to mind. So that, look, this tub, it's kind of a problem. And I know you said we could kind of negotiate that, but, as far as me talking with, the realtor and, them being the middleman for the discussion between the seller, I think they may be under the impression that that's what concession was for me to make those improvements myself. So is that something we can still negotiate? But that tub needs attention. It is.
Yeah, I mean, you can always renegotiate, restructure how things look.
Okay.
Probably, I'll say the most likely scenario if you're looking to get that done, is it like a safety concern, or is it something that the VA appraiser is going to go in and go, yeah, this has to be replaced?
No, I think that when the VA appraiser goes in, that it'll say the same thing about the pipelines as the inspector did today, but it will identify it as cosmetically flawed. It needing some work.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
is that something?
If that tub shows up on the home inspection, which I'm sure we can go back to the seller and say, hey, this tub is something that I want repaired. Can we get it repaired, or can we get a price reduction, or the other option that I can look into for you. It doesn't happen very often. It's called an escrow holdback.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, that is an escrow account that the sellers would put money into for repairs to be done after closing happens.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be the same thing as you getting money at closing. It would be an escrow account that would fund the repairs that are necessary.
Okay.
But I've got to check on it and make sure that it's something that we would be able to do post closing. I can't remember if they reserve that for VA items or if it would be for cosmetic items.
Okay. All right.
I'll have to check on that on my end.
All right. Well, that's fair. I'll go ahead and sign off on these, acknowledging that I received them and we went over them, and I'll make the payment also for the inspection or the appraisal. How soon will we be able to get it scheduled?
So as soon as you pay for it, I'll automatically order it for you
Okay.
with the VA, and the VA automatically assigns somebody to it. That appraiser, depending on their schedule, how many appraisals they have in the area, they're going to schedule it as soon as they can.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll be looking for an update on that.
All right, good deal. And I'll kind of keep you updated with what I know. For compliance purposes, I'm actually not allowed to have contact with the VA appraiser, but sometimes they leave notes in the VA portal that I can check on.
Okay.
And typically they ask for 14 business days, but I've seen them come back quite a bit sooner. So
Okay.
it all kind of depends on the volume in the area.
All right. Sounds good. Well, thank you, Zach. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem at all. I'm still here if you need anything from me. Don't hesitate to reach out, but our loan coordinator, Nicole, should be reaching out to you shortly. So.
Okay. I'll be looking out for her.
All right. Good deal. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
No problem. Talk to you soon.
All right. Take care.
All right. You too. Bye-bye. Out for delivery. Hey. Still loading. Arriving today. Out for delivery. Okay. Oh my goodness. What the F? Okay, so escrow holdback is that other option. I think, like I said, just knowing that these numbers aren't solid. So, for example, I can decrease both these two numbers and get a lower monthly payment. I'm trying to be in the $500 range total. Okay, that's what all three. Principal, taxes, mortgage, insurance. That's gotta drop. We're trying to get all that free, so that would be good. Oh, let me call her back and see what she had to say. Should be charging my phone.
Hello?
Hi, Amanda. It's Tequila. Did I catch you at a good time?
Yep, I'm just running.
Okay.
The story of my life.
Perfect. Okay, so you I'm sorry, I just got off the phone with the loan officer. What were you trying to tell me about the inspection?
Oh, so I don't know if you've got it yet. He's going to email it to you.
Okay.
The lender does not see the inspection report, and you don't really want them to, and you don't really want to let them know kind of like what's on it.
Oh, okay. Good to
They will
know.
flag everything.
Good to know.
So, in the future, the plumbing's probably going to have to be replaced, and Shane said it would cost about $5,000
Okay.
to upgrade it. It just has kind of low water pressure throughout the house, and so he was just saying, like right now, if you were to do the laundry, you probably wouldn't get hardly any water pressure in any of the other faucets.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah, the water pressure is just really low. I mean, it's an older house and it's an older town, so that was something that you needed to know. And then he said in the future as well, he said, not right now, but like in the future, he said just monitor the house because it will probably have to be leveled. Not even in the near future, but you know, in a few years, it's probably going to have to be leveled. I have a really good guy that is a foundation guy that we personally use too for our house, and he does a fantastic job. And he's not as expensive as I thought it was going to be, so I think he's a little cheaper than like other foundation people, and he gave us a discount too because we were military.
Okay.
And then he said, like appraisers right now are just kind of all over the place. He said before COVID, he would be able to pinpoint everything that would be flagged on the appraisal report with the VA. But he said since that time, he said they're just kind of all over the place. You can't really tell like what they're going to put on their report. Because whatever the appraiser puts on the report will have to be done, and that will be a cost from the seller.
Right. Right.
So he said, really, with the age of the house, there wasn't a whole lot. Nothing that he's like, you know, this has to be done right now, sort of thing.
Mhm.
The water heater, there is a leak under the bathtub. They'll have to fix that. It's just kind of like a slow drip, which isn't a big deal.
Okay.
And then the water heater. So he said it looks like the water heater, before the one that's in there now, it looks like it maybe busted or was leaking or something like that. And so he has a feeling that might be on the appraisal report, and they'll have to fix that. And then there was like 1 or 2 broken windows or something like that, like the glasses cracked, and they'll have to replace that. He said those for sure he knows will be on the appraisal report.
Oh, wow. So there's 2 broken windows?
Yeah, I didn't realize, and then he showed me, it's kind of like in the corner. They're older windows, like I guess I just have never seen windows like that before. And so instead of having like a regular piece of glass, you know, in the window, half of they're in like quarters.
Okay.
So he said it's not going to be even like a really expensive fix, and he said it'll be really easy, a really easy fix. And so he knows for sure like that will be on there just because, you know, it is a VA loan and they don't want broken windows and stuff like that on there.
Right.
So, but overall, I think, you know, like you said, for the age of the house, there really wasn't like a whole lot that was like super concerning or anything.
Right. Okay, and he said so the things that he could probably, what he could think of in terms of what the appraisers would identify was the broken windows, the leaking water heater, and that was it really, right? Oh, and leveling the foundation, they might identify that.
No, they probably won't identify that.
Okay,
The
so
foundation, they won't.
so
The leak under, and I don't even know if they'll go under the house. I
Mhm.
think they do, but I'm not really sure, but that will have to be fixed. It was the leak, it's under the bathtub. The water heater, there's newer water heater, like they replaced it. And so I think it was like an old water heater
Mhm.
that was leaking. And that's where remember we were looking at it and it was like crooked.
yeah.
It was like leaning or whatever.
Yeah.
And they put the wood under there. He said that's why they did that, is because it was leaking.
I see.
And so then they replaced it, but they just didn't like fix underneath it.
So it's
so
different from when you and I
like-
saw it?
No, it's the same. It's like they replaced the water heater. So the old one was leaking, and I think it messed up the floor.
Right, I
and
get
then
what
they
you're
just
saying.
Yeah, and so he said he has a feeling that will probably be on the appraiser's report, which that's a pretty easy fix too. Like that's not really anything major. So we'll just wait and see what the appraiser says, and then you go ahead and look over that report, and let me know what you think. And then he said that if you want to call him, he can go over anything that you want to go over and kind of explain it a little bit more. And then if you had any questions at any time, just reach out to him and let him know.
Okay. He didn't happen to say anything about the
No.
yard, right?
He said there will be exact measurements on the appraisal report.
Oh, okay.
So you'll know where the line is, yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
Because I specifically asked him about that because I was like, she's worried about like where the property line is. And he said there will be, on the appraisal report when they do it, they'll mark it on
Okay.
there. So you'll know.
Perfect. Okay, I'll be looking out for that email. I haven't got it yet, but I did get the one from Pest Control, just kind of letting me know that it's been complete and sending me their report. I got that one, but I haven't gotten one back.
Okay, good.
I haven't gotten Shane's yet. I'll just look out for it.
So what he probably did is just went back home just to finalize it and make sure everything is on there. Because he puts pictures and stuff on there too.
Oh,
And
nice.
so, yeah, and so you'll be able to see like what he's talking about and the areas that he's talking about. And then if you want to give him a call, he can go over it with you.
Sounds good.
So,
Oh,
okay, got any questions?
nope. All good.
Okay, good. So just reach out to me after, like, if you have anything that you want to talk about that maybe, we can ask for repairs or anything like that. I have a feeling they're not going to fix a whole lot.
Right. But anything
because
small within
we
their
haven't got
means.
the appraisal. Yeah, it's just like major stuff. Like the water leak, that'll definitely have to be fixed, and the broken windows for sure.
Right.
So we'll put all of that on the report, and then if you have any other things that you want to look at, just let me know.
Okay, will do. Well, thank you so much, Amanda. I appreciate you going out today and being there for it.
No problem. I will talk to you later.
Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
I don't. Mm-hmm.
Home loans. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press...
Hello?
Hi, is this Tequila?
Yes.
Hi, my name's Nicole Mastretta. I'm calling on behalf of Veterans United Home Loans. I work here with Zachary Diggs. How are you today?
I'm fine. How about yourself?
Doing well. Is now a good time for you to chat by chance?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. I was really just wanting to reach out and introduce myself to you. Now that you've gone under contract, we are going to begin the underwriting portion of the loan process.
Okay.
And this is where you'll really be working with me on a weekly basis to obtain like any documentation that the underwriter is going to require, like a pest inspection, home insurance, appraisal, things of that nature. Whereas Zach's still going to be involved, but more for the financial aspects of the loan, essentially the financial structure of the loan, closing costs, interest rates, things of that nature are more his forte, and I deal with the documents.
I see.
Perfect. So I was taking a look at your file, and I see it says that you want to leave for the Oklahoma City area. I just was curious what was drawing you there.
Like not being there. I'm well traveled. And I've been to quite a few places. That's an area I haven't explored much, and it's like centered. The location that I chose is centered for like me visiting other states. So I can go to Montana, and I can go to Texas, and I can go to Arkansas. You know, some of the places I haven't been, and that's really what drew me. And you know, the as far as the property goes, like it's an attractive piece of land. Like I wanted some space. I don't like the up north living where everyone's kind of close together. I wanted some space between me and the neighbors, so that was like attractive to me also. But I'm one of those people, I can absolutely live anywhere. And when I decided that I was going to move in 2020, and I was looking at my map and going over all the places, and I'm checking climate, you know, like how much snow and rainfall these places get, Astor just fit. And I finally ended up finding a house there. Like it's so weird because like prior to this, like I had one other showing, and it was like up in the top left hand corner of Oklahoma, and they actually get real snow. Like just a little bit, but they get real snow. And I was like, no, there's got to be something better. And then Asher came up on the MLS list, and I was like, this is perfect.
Oh, well, good. I am glad that, you know, you found the home that you want to be in, and gives you the ability to travel, you know, more of a central location to travel, because that is a big deal.
Absolutely.
Especially for someone who enjoys traveling, so.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Well, I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. I did get your file submitted into what we call initial underwriting.
Okay.
I should hear back by Thursday from them, and then that's when I'll really work with you and kind of dive into the next steps forward and what have you.
Okay.
But what kind of questions do you have for me?
Is there any way you could send me your email address? The reason I asked is because I did get my termite inspection back today, and if it's okay, I can forward a copy of it to you, so you'll have it.
Yeah, absolutely. Once we get off the phone, I'm actually going to send out like a recapped email just so you don't have to remember everything I've spouted out today to you and your realtor, Benjamin, so that we can kind of all stay on the same page throughout this process.
Perfect. That sounds good.
Awesome. And then, yeah, all my contact information will be at the bottom, fax number, phone number, all that good stuff for you.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Nicole. It's been a pleasure. He was literally just talking to me about you. Like, him and I were on the phone about a half hour ago. And then he's like, but she'll be in touch. You'll be hearing from her soon. I was like, okay.
Yep. Perfect timing. So, probably the last member of our team, Marianne, you may or may not have already been working with her.
I have, Martinez.
Oh, perfect. Yes, she's your home buying concierge, so now that you're under contract, she'll just likely be reaching out again to go over some just items or what do I want to say? Offerings that we have, if you will, if you're eligible for any discounts in the area or what have you.
Okay, that sounds good.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate your time, and I will look forward to getting back in touch with you on Thursday to move this forward for you.
Okay, well, thank you again, Nicole, and I'll talk with you Thursday.
Perfect. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so finally I'm dressed all this time later. You know, I've been up since like 9. It's 3. The Amazon package has not arrived. It got pushed back, and I do have some to pick up, 2 things to pick up at the hub. So I'm about to go do some creative financing right now. I don't want to give him any reason to look into my finances again and find my nest egg with that soon to be $5,000 in it. Okay, so I'm gonna go take some money out of that account, and I have a couple $100 on me. Recall I was planning on using it for gas maybe, and I'm gonna put that $700 into the Key Bank account and make the payment for the appraisal from there. I did just get an email from Shane, which is the inspection that took place earlier. I won't get a chance to review it until I print it out. I'm going to the library after I run these errands. But that detergent is supposed to come and it'll be on my porch when I get back. The government said it was going to steal it from me if I ain't here. Y'all, they said they was going to steal the detergent if I ain't here. And mind you now, they're mad because I'm going into places with my face mask on, right? So what they've been doing is they keep stealing that fake tooth. And I got more material to make another, but I'm like, I get tired of, it's hard enough for me to get out my motherfucking door. It's time to go. I think I'm just going to depend on the face mask today. I'm going to leave this on until I return. It's plugged in, which means that there shouldn't be any interference. I should be able to pick up where I left off on the return. Okay, I'm back. I had to come back and eat. I'm starving. Like, you can imagine it's been a long time since this morning when I had that little bit. I ran to U.S. Bank. It got rejected at the counter because, you know, I'm still carrying around that other driver's license because my other picture on the current one is horrible. But look, let me tell you, like, you know how the code word thing goes. Like, normally that's not something that they really check for or whatever. And he started with the, you know, hey, I see you're a veteran. You know, we have veterans accounts too. I see that your initial one is a veteran. I mean, it's a student, but we can give you a veterans as well if you ever want to open up like a savings or just another checking account, something like that, or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then he's like, he says a couple more things, and then he points out that he can't move forward with the transaction. When I come in, the guy is working on the ATM. Okay, and he's like, you can try giving the ATM a try. He was like, but you know, pretty much I can't complete it without the driver's license being current or whatever. And I'm like, okay. So I wait a couple of minutes, and then out comes the guy that was working on the ATM. I asked him on my way out, like, would he be done with it any time? So he said, yeah, just give him a couple more minutes. So I was able to withdraw $500 there. They had a decoy in place. Kelly's boyfriend, like a decoy, like driving a black Impala, and it wasn't being blocked anywhere. It was honking his horn trying to get my attention, get me to look in that direction. When I left there, I went to Key Bank to deposit the money. So from Manchester to Waterloo to deposit the $700 into my account, or $660. And I deposit they did what they always do, and they were like cursing and spelling about bus drivers and stuff like that, you know, like, but they did what they always do at that location. Like, as soon as it accepted the cash, gave me confirmation of the deposit, and I got the receipt, I took off. I didn't realize that I didn't have the card, and it was left in the machine until I got to the library. So from there, I went to the library. Get to the library, I go in, I make sure I print out a bunch of forms, like pretty much all the information that I got today. One of the inspections, the home inspection that was completed by Shane, I was not able, where's my phone? Hold up. Hi Shane, it's Tequila Oliver. How are you?
Good, yeah.
I'm well. Hey, I'm calling to kind of get some insight from you regarding the inspection. Amanda very well may have told me that was due today, like the payment for the inspection. However, I was I'm kind of caught off guard. I didn't know. I thought it would be rolled into my closing costs, or else I would have took care of it yesterday when I did termite inspection. I wanted to ask you, did you foresee anything wrong with the house, you know, in terms, anything that the VA might,
A year and a half ago, yes, I could have picked out a whole bunch of things.
really?
But now, honestly, the house is not in that bad a shape. It really isn't.
Okay.
Yes, there's definitely some things, and there's some things that, are wrong with it that, the VA wouldn't look at anyways, but for the most part, I don't think it's going to have any problem going VA.
Oh, okay. Well, that's encouraging. Let's talk about your payment. Like, how do you normally do that? Like, have you ever had it rolled into closing costs, or are you normally used to getting it up front?
Used to getting it up front.
Okay. Well, I'll take care of that, and I'll just add it into my closing expense.
Yeah, usually you just turn in your receipt and you get credit for that.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll take care of it. So
That's
it's okay, like a lot of information has been being thrown around, and like I said, she very well could have told me that, and I just didn't recall.
right.
Okay.
Usually it's very rare. And here's why. Because like last year, I was out $10,000 for people that we rolled into the closing cost, and it never closed.
What?
Yeah. So it's one of those things where, unfortunately, people run it for everybody. Because used to, back in the day, it's like, yeah, everything is already meant, automatically at closing costs. A lot of home inspectors that, tag on anywhere from $50 to $100 for the inspection. But since COVID happened, it's been a crazy market.
Oh, I bet. I can
It has
imagine.
been absolutely crazy.
Wow. Well, look, you have a lot of experience. I just want to ask you a personal question. Like, I'm a first-time home buyer. Like, do you think that this is a good home to purchase? Like, I know you said it has some things wrong. and you would probably rather me look at that on the report than just come out and tell me. But like with the things that you've seen regarding it, what do you think?
It's a solid little house. Yes, there's room for improvement on things, as with any house, especially an older house.
Yeah, 1965.
Yeah, so there's always room for improvement, and yes, there are things that can definitely be improved upon. And like you said, once you read the report, I tell people all the time, it's one of those things. Look at the report and use it as a to-do list on how to improve the home, so that way you can maintain, the value of the home and stuff like that.
Right. Absolutely.
So, and it's all according to how handy you are, with doing things. I tell people all the time, YouTube is your friend
Yeah.
when it comes to homeownership.
Absolutely. I agree.
And that's probably the biggest tool a homeowner can have is YouTube, because a lot of things that go bad, you literally look up a video and you'd be amazed at $5 or $10 fix, instead of having somebody come out and cost you anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000.
Exactly. That's funny you said that, because like I want to put mini splits in, right? Home Depot.
Well, you have. Well, what's funny is that you have ductwork in there. You could put an HVAC system in there with no problem.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, that would probably be the cheaper route, because I was going to say Home Depot. See things for myself, which is another reason why I'm asking so many questions.
Well, there's a lot of pictures in there. I take pictures literally of everything.
Perfect.
Every little thing that I can find wrong with the house, it's in there. So
Perfect.
once you get everything, and you do get one free re-inspection. So if they do fix anything, you would like me to go back out there and look at it to make sure it was done, and two, done properly, let me know. Or let your realtor know, and they'll be able to get me back out there.
Perfect. Will do. Thanks again, Shane. And I'll send your payment over.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
I saw the Amazon truck pull up. I had to go get my package. They boxed it. Hey, the box is supposed to be bigger. Hold up. Maybe not. I'm not going to be concerned about that right now. Oh, outside. I'm still outside. Let me make his payment and this other payment. That's a lot of money, okay? So, look. Keeping a tally. Okay. Already. I was at $1,300. This makes $15. Okay. Okay, so I just made that payment. And now I'm about to make his. Shut up. Satan, stop talking to me. They're attacking my eyes. It said someone found out that I didn't have allergies. Okay, now with what card do I want to pay for this with? I think I'm going to chalk this up as a housing expense and make payments on it. I'm going to put it on my credit card. Because that's really like, I'm gonna put the moving truck on here. I was gonna pay for it out of pocket, and it wasn't until like days later that I realized I need to $327, that I didn't have to just like demolish my bank account like that. That was the military discount. It would have been $250. Okay, payment's complete. I can view this inspection. I need to print it. Maybe I can download it. Summary, full report, PDF. That's what I was looking for. I'm not going back to the library today. The cop that dogged me and acted like he had reason to suppose something was wrong with me because I go to the library. You know, it's weird because things that would normally be an indicator, like a sign of intelligence, the motherfucker tried to make it seem like I was crazy. What it is these punk ass cobras mad because I ain't fucking. And happy that I'm not fucking at the same time. They got these different tiers and they keep them all separate. So they're happy I'm not fucking because they're calling a bunch of black females me. And then they're mad I'm not fucking because they like... the majority of who I come across is like white people. And when these agents... I mean, they cover all their bases, but it doesn't cut down on any of the chatter. You would think like... I'm talking about they be dead, full-blown into character regarding everything and everyone. Like, because they're the ones doing this, you would expect it to be like motherfucking silent, but they be talking like they don't know what's going on and they own all these identities. On all parties involved. Oh shit, I gotta go pick up my package from Amazon. I need to eat. You hear the microwave keep beeping, my stuff is done. I'm just trying to get this PDF to download and make sure I can save it on my laptop. Let's see. It should already be there. There it goes. Let me email it. To myself. Okay, so inspection and appraisal, she was good at differentiating those, but I ain't set tripping. Hopefully I don't have to. Okay, my payment receipt, Amazon delivery. She just tried to pull. She made a face. I'm not making. I talked about that in the past. She just tried to pull my face down at like I made a sad face. So like she was pulling. They were controlling involuntary movement, the muscle in the clone's face, and I could feel it. Shut up, how crunchy. Okay, I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna eat, and then I'm probably gonna run out. I might not say nothing again until I get back. Oh, don't you know they fake took like 8 pounds off? So when I weighed in yesterday, it was 237. Today it was 229. But literally right after I got off the scale, they attacked me with that and blowing my stomach. I called me in hiding for a couple days. Anyhow, I gotta try to break into my Social Security account now to get that garnishment letter. Oh, I can sign in with ID Me. Yeah. Oh man, where's my phone? All this federal stuff you can do the ID Me thing. Oh wait, it'll show up on my screen. Okay, the notification did not come across my screen, but there it is. Do you hear them like making noise? They got mad because I came into my bedroom and literally started having a little banshees run rampant. They're running that stump in. But they aren't hollering like they've been known to do. Wow, this got me into my Social Security account. Okay, so my statement, my benefit letter. Let's see. Boom. Let's see what that looks like. Perfect. Let's see what this says. Benefit verification letter. Okay, so that's fine. Let's see what else I can get out of here. Hopefully, I'm looking for the garnishment. Statement, replace Social Security card, submit your pay stub information. Total benefit before deductions. Okay. Messages. They don't have any of that information in here. I don't know where the letter is, and you know, I keep everything filed neatly. Let's see. Okay. So they said they're trying to support the suggestion that they aren't docking my social security check. And benefit before deductions. Okay. And when I click on deductions, it is not showing anything other than a notice of what deductions are. I'm gonna have to call them. Notifications and communications. Email. Okay, notifications is what I have, but that's not what I've been getting. Communication preference. I also have it set up that when I receive any type of notification to send a paper copy and an online copy, which means that that deduction should be online and it's not. Security contact. Ridiculous. I can't believe this. There is deductions being made. And there's no record of it anywhere. They're paying AFES, which is a military star card. And like I said, I finally got a notice in regard to that, like probably around September, and I was like, oh, now I get this. Retirement disability glossary. What does this mean? Okay, so there's nothing there. I'm gonna look a little bit more. That's ridiculous.
Otherwise, listen to the following options. If you need a police officer or to make a police report, press 1.
Look, she on calling the police, now we leaving.
Information, press 2.
With her punk
Code
ass.
vehicle information, press 3. If you need Akron Fire Department information, press 4. The Akron Fire 5. If you need the police record room, press 6. For the police patrol bureau,
That's what I
press
thought.
7.
Running her motherfucking mouth. You a punk ass bitch. Get your old ass beat. So look, I get out my car. I notice him. He's parked in front of the girl's place next door where Sonya used to stay. And he keeps scooting down further and further, trying to act like I won't see him. And I get out the car. I go to my truck. And I said, I don't know who the fuck he think, why is he acting like don't nobody see him? Like, you stupid as fuck. She said, he's using my Wi-Fi. I said, Kelly, I ain't talking to you. She said, well, I'm talking to you. And I said, you better go on with that shit. Now, let me tell you, they were trying to call him me. I left my phone behind. And they panicked, okay? Because my phone is how he claims my behavior. You know I normally always have it on me. So the motherfucker was in place when I returned. And they been down there with them motherfucking kids running like motherfucking banshees for the last couple hours. Her daughter leaves soon as I get ready to leave. Doing the same thing he would do when he was here. And while he's acting like he's not here. So anyhow, I proceed to my door to bring my things inside. And I said, I don't know who the fuck you think. I forget what I said to her. That like they're erasing that part from the memory and don't none of that really matter. But the bitch was still out front screaming. The motherfucker come pull into the driveway and she goes down and start talking to him after I have come inside. Because like I said, they're trying to eliminate one of the motherfucking identities and he's trying to claim my behavior. Okay? So I called the non-emergency number. As soon as the motherfuckers heard me on the phone with them, he get ghost. They get that ass on and she shut the fuck up. And take her ass in. Her punk ass can't do nothing to nobody. So that's what I said. I said, I don't know what motherfucking part you don't understand about he ain't supposed to be here. And she said, I don't care, I'm talking to you. So recall what I said. Look at everything that I did today. And how the bishop tried to show up thinking the threat level was low. I like to kill that bitch in front of him. And now she gonna go back to hiding out. Now the crazy part is I started to leave this recording when I left. I'm gonna leave a recording this time and I'm gonna go make this police report at the police department because that bitch will get in her car and run too. Okay, so instead of doing that, I text the landlord. That's just something else that I can use against these use in lieu, or use in, what's the word I'm looking for? Use in, pretty much use side by side to support these lawsuits. It's not the cops. She just called some motherfuckers that she know that don't never come by here. They got a grill on the front to act like she called the cops. And you know what? I honestly don't know if she was out there talking to them or not. They put some trash, like some shit on the curb. That vehicle might have been looking at that. And she won't call them because she's already in shit with AMHA. So that's pretty much it. There won't be any cops coming out tonight. And no different than in the past. I knew she was trying to pull that shit to get me to call them, because just days ago they were next door and they would often pin, I told you they try to pin all kind of folks, call me others, pin that motherfucking activity on me. So if the cops showed up over here and I was talking to them, that's the type of shit they use to claim that I'm someone else. So I'm saying that for a reason. It just wouldn't be a good idea for me to put a cruiser out front and mimic, not even mimic, align the same type of behavior. Okay, the time is now 11:55. I just came in from doing like some placebo grilling. So coals and smoked chips to just have a fire, okay? And I don't know, I've been out there maybe an hour and a half. The landlord did not respond, and that's it. Nicole and Samantha were in place to act like they were having intimate conversations as Kelly and me, to suggest that it wasn't me that Kelly was verbally attacking.